Company! 10 hut! That is. Alright. Saw this video earlier. Started watching it. It's by Asmon, one of my favorite streamers, and I want to react to it. I've never played Witcher or seen the show, but want to give my opinion nonetheless.
The Witcher casting director revealed how she uses her position to push her own political...
Wait, let's turn this up a little bit.
worldview. In the interview, she was asked about projects, confirmed she wanted to work in the field of casting. Okay, I mean, like, this isn't bad at all, like what she said. I think the first time I felt like casting directors, and I worked on something, Kill, team by Dan Krause, which is a story of American soldiers over in Afghanistan. First time I understood that casting wasn't about finding beautiful people who could do the American accent convincingly, but it was about casting could have a real profound impact on the people that were watching it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine to say that. She later added, you can affect change in whatever tiny way, because you are in people's homes and they're watching this world that sort of solidified whenever I was a child. She's 5 now, and I thought about how hard it is to be a girl. Okay. I remember thinking I have to help her because she's going to come under attack just like I did, just because she's a girl. Maybe she'll be lucky to get to 9 before somebody calls her a bitch. And it made me so sad that she was going to experience...
What's up with that? I've noticed, like, some girls really hate that word. And there's usually one word that women absolutely can't stand. You can't call them it deal breaker, you know? And it's different. It's either, like, the C word, B word, or, you know. But the B word's a common one I hear women say. Just absolutely don't call me that.
Experienced that, and I couldn't protect her from that. I mean, I'm sure that, like, women have, like, a lot of problems in life, but I don't think that, like, I think guys have that issue too, right? I mean, how many of you guys got called a bitch before you were 9 too? I mean, I certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, or gay. Yeah. If you're, like, around my age, gay was the popular one. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know if this is something, like, it's only for women. I think guys have that happen a lot. But what I could do is change the way people see women through casting. I can make them powerful and empower.
See, that's an agenda. Right there, that's an agenda. Point blank. But what I could do is change the way people see women through casting. I can make them powerful and empowering. It's the same word twice. So we're really focused on women being powerful. And then the floodgates will open. Yeah.
Empowering and open the floodgates, and the floodgates will open to them.
They're open.
Holland went on to do a reveal. She applies this theory to every job she takes on. I apply this theory to everything, and it makes me push boundaries a little harder because I think representation is important, not just for women, but for all minority groups. People have different physical abilities. I think it's important that they're seen as strong and fierce roles. Realizing this was a true moment of falling in love with my craft in a way that feels specific to me, she said. Holland would go, okay, so this is about the actual Witcher. Why she chose to race replace Yennefer in The Witcher. I'm always the first to champion diversity in all its glory. One of that springs to mind was the character of Yennefer of The Witcher. Oren Schmidt is the showrunner, and we work so well together. She's so open in conversations. I think that the problem really with this is that I don't think people complain about a race swap if there's an improvement in the actor. But, like, this isn't, like, I mean, the girl that plays Yennefer is okay, right? It's not like it's awful or anything like that. But, I mean, this isn't some amazing, like, really, really well-known actress or something like that. So I think that's the difference.
Like Angelina
like, for
Jolie.
example, like, nobody complained whenever, fucking, like, who's it? Mike Fury in The Avengers, I forgot his first name, got cast as Samuel Jackson. Even though Nick Fury got cast as Samuel Jackson, even though he's white in the show, in the comics, because he wasn't cast. They didn't replace Nick Fury with a black actor. They replaced him with Samuel L. fucking Jackson. That's the difference.
Right. It's a good point.
So, yes, you can race swap characters. It doesn't matter as long as it's an improvement on the character. It's the same thing, I remember the James Bond. You know, they were going to have Idris Elba play James Bond. I was like, great. This is a good actor who can play the role. What are we? It had nothing to do with him being black. Like, it's just so weird. What is
It is
this?
weird.
No,
It's
he's not
so
going to do
it's
it because he said it was
2023.
basically. I
It's
saw an
America.
interview with him or something where he said like
It's
basically all the
reality.
commentary about being about his race just made him feel weird, and he just doesn't want to do it again. Which like do it anymore. I mean, it's just like honestly, I don't blame him. It is fucking weird.
Right.
But yeah. What about Mermaid? I never watched that. I have no idea. Probably they're trying to make movies statement pieces and not a piece of entertainment. Yeah. In the book, she's described
There's
as
that
beautiful
word
in the
again.
world. This was a few years ago, and I like to think things have changed.
Powerful.
Wait, what? I don't understand this. This was a few years ago, and I'd like to think things have changed. So did she get ugly? Like, wait, what? Like, I mean, this is obviously like, you know, she just said something that didn't really make sense. Like, I don't understand that. Like, so is being beautiful bad? Like,
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
I don't know.
Man. They're trying
Let's see
too
here,
hard,
especially
man.
in
You
fantasy
guys are-
world, it felt like these worlds were predominantly white. And I remember saying, I feel like we need to challenge what people think of as a standard of beauty. Having a woman of color in this role does incredibly powerful things to the people that are watching. Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, if you want to have a character and I think the problem is the priority. That's the issue. It's the priority. It's not the fact of like the race of the person. It's the priority of this is more important than casting a person that fits the role.
That's the perfect word to use.
And also, like, big surprise that the story that came out of a guy from Poland is going to have characters that are all white. No fucking shit. But duh. I mean, that's why that everybody there is white. What do you expect? Just so weird. So, like, not everything needs to be diverse. I think it just matters about, like, if you're adding in diversity, there has to be, like, an intrinsic value to it that the audience can see. Because
It's like when companies were hiring minorities just because they had a quota to fill. Like, there has to be X amount of black or Hispanics or Asians or whatever working here this year. It's the same idea. And now Hollywood has the same thing with films, and they have like a quota to meet.
a lot of people have, a lot of people, I don't think really mind.
And I just want to say this right now. I was triggered by this, okay? I'm looking at the camera. Like, the reason I'm making this video right now is because I feel uncomfortable. Okay? Like, I'm an American. I matter too. You know, my feelings matter too. And I'm not going to turn this into like a bitch fest or like a pity party or anything like that, but I just think it's unfortunate that I have to feel uncomfortable about not who I am, but who other people are and how the community feels about each other and these negative vibes and all this shit. And my daughter is 18 months old and she's going to grow up in this world and learn these unnecessary point of views. Like, the whole thing is so unnecessary. And, yeah, it's really triggering for me. And what I want to say is being white isn't all that great. I'm still broke. I still have a normal job. I'm not. I've been poor all my life. My family's poor. Um, Addiction, drugs, and my family, jail. I don't know. I don't feel like I don't feel like if there's an advantage, I kind of feel like it just sucks for everyone. That's how I feel about it. I feel like life's hard for everyone. We make it harder on each other with this race shit and this division. I like I said, this makes me uncomfortable. This topic, but I want to give my point of view on it because, like I said, I'm a human. I'm an American, and my point of view counts too. And that's where I stand. I'm not racist. I never have been, never will be, and I don't appreciate media pushing race into my mind or my daughter's mind potentially in the future. And I think it's unnecessary. The past is the past, and leave it there. And now women are a part of this game, or not a game. That's sure that's demeaning, but yeah, women are a part of this construct now as well, and that's why you see all these things like we're watching right now. They have something to prove as well, and yeah, what the fuck are we proving? That we can fight, that we can fight with each other, that we can be divided as Americans, that we can fight over dumb shit. Oh, you're white, you're a girl, you're a guy. Who gives a fuck? You're an American. And I could extend that further. You're human. There's one race, the human race. Go to church sometime, you'll hear about it.
Find this kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter to them that much. But whenever it's actively cannibalizing what they believe to be entertainment, and this is the issue. So this is why I think this stuff is like very corrosive to like fantasy media and entertainment. It's because whenever you see that character in the show, you know that the only reason that character is there is because of a real world socio-political reason that the people that run the show are trying to push onto you, the viewer. So you're constantly taken out of the immersion of being part of a fantasy universe because you just see characters and you see things in the show that are, this is here because the people have a worldview that they want you to see. And I think that's why these shows don't do well. People watch these shows for escapism. They're not watching them for, you know, to have a, you know, like an accurate view on, you know,
That's a good point. And I'm a musician. I had to realize that for my music is like, I put a lot of myself into what I do, into my words, my lyrics, my music or whatever. And like, that's a good thing, but it's also good to be vague. It's, I kind of lost my train of thought there.
society of today. That's why they're watching a medieval show. Like,
Been through a
if
lot.
this is like a, you know, a contemporary cop show or something like that, then it's a completely different premise than if you're talking about something that's built off of European medieval fantasy. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know why people don't understand that. New Predator movie was good because it's native woman versus predator, not generic woman versus predator. I never saw the new one. I have no idea. Yeah, I watched it for entertainment. Yeah, and I think that oftentimes, like, people, you have to keep in mind that, like, there's a lot of these issues that you hear about. How many of you guys feel like you hear about too many of these social issues too often? Like, you hear about these social issues all the time, right? So guess what?
Every day.
Whenever people watch entertainment, which is fundamentally there to distract them from the real world, and then they see things in that entertainment that is just a reinforcement of what they're trying to get away from in the real world, why are they consuming that entertainment in the first place?
They're not. That's why I'm on YouTube. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I don't watch TV anymore at all. And I think YouTube might end up taking over the media industry, like, entirely someday. Yeah, if you look at cable count versus internet count, most people are just watching the internet instead of cable because it's shit. And there are agendas being pushed. And there's stuff that even parents don't really want their kids. Like, my kid's only 18 months old, but I don't know if she was 3, 4, 5, you know, about to get ready to go to school. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want her watching some of this stuff either.
There's never not been diversity. I'm so tired of this. Oh, of course there's always been diversity. I mean, shit. I don't know where that comes from either. I feel like, yeah, just because every movie doesn't have a certain quota to it doesn't mean that there weren't a ton of diverse movies from back in the day. Happy laugh always? Well, maybe not always, but, you know, in our version of always. Let's see here. And author Andrei Sapkowski describes Yennefer in The Last Wish as a pale triangular face. Yeah, she's obviously white. What a surprise. The guy comes from fucking Poland. What's this here? Character was depicted. She and apparently Histrich clearly chose to cast an actress in this case that did not look like how the character was depicted. And she did it because she apparently has an issue with white women being depicted and described as being beautiful. I think this might be a bit of...
You see it? You see it in my face. Taking offense. I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't have to feel this way. There's beautiful black women. There's beautiful Asian women. There's beautiful white women. There's ugly white women. There's ugly black women. There's ugly Asian women. And I kind of feel like animals and humans are all beautiful in their own way. And that's not no cliche bullshit. Like, I actually feel that way. But yeah. Just take this word out.
Of a stretch.
Right
That's quite a lot to say. However, I think that a lot of people just don't want to have, and I think this also... That's the end of the show. That's the end of the thing. It's pretty racist. I mean, like, again, it is. I'm not saying that it's impossible, and there are people out there that think that. They're actual fucking racists, and they have a chip on their shoulder, they have an agenda, and they're trying to push it. I see it all the time on Twitter. It's actually kind of surprising. On X? Oh, yeah, right.
X, yeah.
Apparently, I don't know what's up with that. Actual quote from the article, utter fucking lunacy. Keep in mind the author's
I think
words
the
on
bird
actual
was
quote
just
from
fine.
The casting director. I feel like we need to challenge what people think is a standard of beauty. This is what she actually thinks. Well, I don't think that it's outside of the realm of possibility that is kind of what she thinks.
Apparently there's an issue with white women being depicted and described as being beautiful. Keep in mind the article. I feel like we need to challenge what people think is a standard of beauty and having a woman of color in this role. And you see it so much. Like, it's happening so much. And it's happening. Like, who cares? Like, I don't really care. Like, it's not that serious to me, but it's undeniable. You know what I mean? For the past 5 years, look at movies and the roles and the changes being made. It's undeniable. The past 5-10 years, the agenda is in full effect. Let's go, bring it on. God bless America.
Thanks. I don't know. I think that it's a bit of a stretch to assume that. I would not assume that because I think it's just a lot to assume out of somebody. Like, I see this a lot, and this happens on Twitter especially. And just like anywhere, right? Somebody does something, and then what they do is taken in the worst possible way, and people interpret it as if it is the worst possible thing and the worst possible intent that this person could have. And then they just go and assume that that's what the person meant.
See a lot of
So I try to avoid doing that, even if it's with things that I generally disagree with or things that I kind of think are true. It's an absurd generalization. Yeah, for sure. Check out the Oscars, best movie, new diversity requirements.
Open-minded.
I don't even know. Like, when was the last time I watched the Oscars? I don't actually. When was the first time I watched the Oscars? I'll let you know when it happens. I have no idea. Let's see here. TLDR, she said she's done casting based on empowering groups and viewers instead of acting quality or accuracy. Well, the thing is that if you do this, here's the best.
These computers look really fucking cool. I'm gonna buy one someday.
Thing about a free market, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. The best thing about a free market is that if people don't like this, they can solve the problem very easily. They stop watching the show. And if you stop watching the show, then they'll stop doing it. Because, yes, obviously, you know, maybe this woman will get another job doing this a couple of times. But do you really think that the executives at Warner Brothers, the people that actually make decisions, do you think that they care about minorities? Or do you think they care?
I like the zoom in feature. I gotta figure out how to do that.
Come on. They're not gonna keep pushing a show and pushing an agenda that's not profitable. You see what I'm saying? Like, because they can't just infinitely lose money. Eventually, they run out of money.
About
If
the
people
second
actually
monitor,
don't like stuff like this, I'll give you another example. With Ghostbusters, right? I'll do it again. I said this before. Remember the Ghostbusters all-woman movie? They never did another one of those, did they? You don't see Amy Schumer in movies anymore, do you? How about Amber Heard? You know why? It's because they don't make money, and people don't like them. That's the real reason. These companies don't care about these problems at all. Yeah, lost money, so then they're
that's a
not going
good
to do it.
point. I think he's right about that. Like, that felt right. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the truth, like, I generally measure it by how it feels. You know, you hear something and it feels right, it's right. I don't like to overthink it, overanalyze it. Just take it for what it is. And yeah, that definitely felt right.
Let's see here. I'll scroll all the way down. It's just like girls British, and where it says white, certainly a majority either. I have no idea. I don't think it even showed a picture of her. Who puts people like this in charge of a fandom that they don't like and want to smash? Out of touch companies like Netflix. Well, yeah, that's right. And again, they only care about the bottom line. Yeah, if people don't like this kind of stuff, then just stop watching content that's like this, and then it will go away. It's actually so simple and so easy. Now, an agenda matters, but the agenda doesn't matter more than money. This might be like a wrong take because it's like, I don't really think about this a lot, but I think one problem that media has is they try to portray women and men as the exact same thing as characters individually. And I think that kind of removes some of the innate differences between men and women. And men are not the same as women. They act different. They have different values. They have different temperaments. They're different. It just feels weird. Who fucking cares, to be honest? It's a movie. Because the reason why it matters is because it's not being done for the artistic vision. It's being done because there is an agenda that it's trying to push. That's the difference. And everybody knows it. Why does it get you so mad that there's an agenda? Just don't watch. Well, I'm not getting mad. Am I getting mad? Like, who said I was getting mad?
I'm just discussing a topic that interests them.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was getting mad. I'm saying this is how this is just how it is.
I think someone in the chat was getting mad. He's just discussing something that's interesting to him.
And why does it get you mad that there's an agenda? Well, I don't want somebody to co-opt something that I'm doing for entertainment and then take it over and use it as their own soapbox to push their worldview. I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. And I don't think most people like that. That's it. It's not making me like really that mad. I'm not like super upset about this. It's just that
he's just telling it like it is, and that's why I watch Asmon.
Whenever I see it, I don't really care about whatever I'm watching because it's like this is no longer a work of art. This is a vehicle for a viewpoint.
It's one of the reasons. There's a lot. He's pretty awesome.
I'm just saying this is how it is.
Okay, good. We got through it.
What made Cyberpunk fail?
All right, so closing thoughts on that are: one, Asmongold's great. If you're not subscribed, he doesn't need me to do that for him. He's doing great. I need to figure this out because this is annoying. Yeah, closing thoughts. It's really not that important. It's not, this isn't something that like keeps me up at night. But it's concerning. It is. There are things that I see, I'd say the past year, couple years that are just concerning. I don't know. Just for America, I guess. But yeah. I guess that's all I got to say on that. Signing out. Peace.